gonna talk about that game last
No,
night.
let's talk about the game last night. Miami putting on a clinic, showing defense that has actually stopped the.
But Miami
They stopped Lamar Jackson. Let's just put it that way.
Lamar Jackson.
You stop Lamar Jackson, you stop the Ravens, and that's exactly what they did.
But
They
the
did.
problem with Miami has never been since Brian Flores been there. It's
True.
never been the
And I'll
defense.
give
It's
you
always
that.
been the
Defense,
offense.
yep.
The offense can't score. The defense will get the ball back to them. They just can't get the ball down the
Well,
field.
that was the whole game up until Brissett so-called got injured or whatever. But what I'm talking about is, and this is my thing I got to say about Fox Sports, the pregame show. Everybody over there, even Michael Vick, picked Lamar Jackson just run wild over Miami's defense.
You also picked Michael.
And
Lamar
I picked
Jackson.
Baltimore too.
Okay,
Don't
cuz
get me
just to
wrong.
say.
Don't get me wrong, but we all found out
did.
that how do you stop Lamar Jackson or Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson
Contain.
or Kyle Murray or Justin Herbert? What's the one in San Diego? What's his name?
Yeah, Justin Hubert.
Justin Hubert.
he's not
you need-
mobile.
He's not really a mobile
but
quarterback.
he runs a lot too.
But he's not.
But what's the Carolina's quarterback? Jones.
Sam Darnold.
Sam
Sam Darnold.
He's not a mobile quarterback.
Yeah. So how do you stop these quarterbacks? You do what Miami did last night.
Yep.
You get your ends on the outside to keep them in the middle. You got somebody coming in from somewhere that he don't see, and they can't do anything.
Yeah, change your blitzes up.
And
you don't always want to come
don't
from the left.
recognize it. You don't see it. And Miami's front seven kept Lamar Jackson in check, which kept the wires, and they had good man-to-man coverage.
Yeah, they had
on
great-
all those wide
not just
receivers.
good, they had
They were not
great-
able to do anything against that defense last
Great
night.
one-on-one coverage.
So
what-
if any team
Miami-
want to beat
Miami's
the Baltimore
defense-
Ravens, look at what the Miami Dolphins did.
Miami's defense is top
It was
notch.
just-
I was impressed.
It was just the reason why that game went on like that is because if you look at the coverage, it was a man coverage with the contain, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, if I force the receiver on the outside, Lamar Jackson apparently is not comfortable throwing it to the outside shoulder.
Outside shoulder, no.
So if that's the case, if I keep doing that, he's gonna sit there, pull it back, and try to run. That's where the contain comes into play.
But he couldn't run nowhere.
Because he's
Everywhere
been
he tried to go,
contained.
somebody was there.
Yeah, so that's the whole point. If I notice that about you, then every team should be doing this. But the problem is every team doesn't have the man coverage over the corners, so not every team can pull this off. Only they can.
Well, I will slightly, I ain't gonna say slight, I'm gonna disagree with you on that one. These are professional NFL players.
That doesn't mean the receiver can't get on the inside.
No. Don't do that. Tampa Bay has the corners that can pull that off.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
I love these guys.
The Los Angeles Rams have the corners that can pull it off. You
They
cannot
have
say
a corner.
They have the corners that can.
They
pull
have
that
a
off.
corner.
Arizona has corners that can pull that off. You can't say that. What I'm saying is Miami came in with a game plan, simple, direct. We're going to shut down Lamar Jackson and make the rest of the team beat us. And nobody stepped up to the plate. Not one other person did anything special to help Lamar Jackson get out of that. Not even the coaching. They didn't drop him back deep enough. They didn't do anything. They just kept with their game plan that was not working early on in the game. And even later on in the game, they still kept doing the same thing. Miami outplayed them. I'm sorry, their defense outplayed them.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
But
what I'm saying is
also,
just
I
that
think that a good chunk of
you
that
don't
was
have
when you're
man coverage.
successfully stopping your opponent. I resort back to it makes me flash back to the Jets with Rex Ryan and Sanchez.
Yeah.
Because even a mediocre quarterback, given enough
call
opportunities.
Sanchez a mediocre?
Yes, I said mediocre. if
That's
he
a
was
compliment.
above average, he'd still be
That's
in
a
the league.
compliment.
I just want to hear that
That's a
loud.
compliment.
But even with a mediocre quarterback, given enough chances, right? That defense gets enough stops, give you the ball, enough chances with the ball, you're going to make something happen.
Yep.
It happened again with Denver and Tebow.
Yep.
Right? Tim Tebow.
Yep.
You give even a mediocre quarterback,
Enough
comparatively, not saying that they're not good, but comparatively in the league, they were considered mediocre.
chances. Yep.
And you give them enough opportunities, they will do something. It's only a matter of time.
And guess what? Miami had a lot of opportunities.
A lot of opportunities.
And they did something.
And they
They did
they
a
did.
lot.
They were
did
able
a
to
lot.
capitalize on opportunities.
Three
There were
points, a
sacks,
touchdown,
there were
3
fumbles,
points,
there were
touchdown.
touchdowns
All right.
thrown.
So definitely a good game. If you guys haven't seen it, check out the highlights. Next topic I would love to cover, and I know you're even wearing the jersey.
Yes, I am.
Cam is going back to the Panthers.
Yes, he is.
Can
What are
I
your
say
thoughts,
one
man?
thing? Can I say
I mean,
one thing?
it's only a one-year
Why the
deal.
hell did they let him go in the first place?
Because he was too expensive.
Well, the thing
It was
was,
a money thing?
It was a money thing.
I believe they let him go because Matt Rule was coming in the league. He didn't want somebody's previous blunders or whatever you want to call
it
it.
really wasn't even a blunder. He wanted to build something from scratch. I think is what he wanted.
Right, but
And I don't blame him for that. I don't fault him because especially take a look. Their defense needed to be rebuilt. They needed to rebuild that offensive line. And luckily with McCaffrey, the running game is there. They may need a complement, but the running game is there. So all you need to do is find the receivers.
But my question to you is at
Okay.
what cost? Because when Matt Rule came in, you still had Luke Kuechly. You still had a top 5 defense when he came in.
yeah.
So if you had just
I think everybody knew Luke's time was limited.
but he probably would have stayed if Cam was stayed. See, he only left when Cam left.
I get that.
See, that's what I'm saying. So if I'm the offensive captain and he's the defensive captain, we came at pretty much the same time.
The only thing I can
or not
say,
the same time, but like
we
have a connection.
The only thing that makes sense to me, because I'm not a Carolina fan,
Right.
But the only thing that makes sense to me, and we've seen this before, when somebody comes in, whether it's a head coach or GM, they want to rebuild their legacy.
They want it on them. They start finished on them.
And so when you take a look at future, they took a look at the dollars that it was going to need to keep, talent like Luke Kuechly. They took a look and saw the dollars that were going to be needed to keep a Cam Newton.
Right.
And they realized that they were in a prime spot to rebuild and rebuild quickly. And I think that's where they were leading versus to keep and build around what they had.
Because they didn't have to do anything with McCaffrey because his contract was solidified.
Well, I think he wasn't he at that point in time? Wasn't he new? Didn't they?
He was only in for like 2 years.
Well,
He was I think he was 3 years in.
No, he was 2 years.
McCaffrey?
McCaffrey, because remember, McCaffrey's rookie year was with Cam. That was
and then Cam was gone.
So
the
yeah,
next
that was
the second year. Okay, he was 3 years.
It was 3 years. Yeah, he was 3 years in.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is you just got DJ Moore. You're getting talent on the wide receiver. It's kind of like the Panthers situation is kind of like the Houston Texas situation.
No, it's not.
Except they had better draft.
No, it's not. That Houston Texas situation is way
Hold on,
worse.
listen.
Well,
It's the same thing because you had the team that made the playoffs or playoff bound, and then here comes the following year, and for some reason you start dissecting the team for some magical reason.
But here's the comparison doesn't make. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
but the
the
comparison is
situation-
not the same for some.
I'm not going for word for word.
He wouldn't have got rid of none of them players. He'd have figured out a way to make it work. Bill O'Brien, when he got rid of Hopkins, that destroyed the Texans. Right.
We're not talking about the
But you're
reason
saying
why.
the situation.
I'm
You're
saying the
saying the
situation is the same. You had a team that made the playoffs the previous year. That same team was here the following year, and for some magical reason, you dissected it.
But you had a new head coach that came in.
It
versus
doesn't.
A coach that's already been
Listen
there.
what I'm saying. If I had, I'll take the Texans for what was that year? 2019. We made to the playoffs.
Made to
If
the
I'm a new
championship
coach
game.
coming in, why would I break that team apart?
But that's what I'm saying.
No, listen to me. They made it to the playoffs with a mediocre coach. If I'm a better coach, why would I not keep the talent? That's what I'm saying.
And
Okay,
it's a valid point.
What I was saying, what the difference was, is a coach that was already there with dissecting the team versus the new coach coming in. The new coach wanted to put his stamp on and make it shit. This is my team. I put this team together. Well, Matt Rule, you put that team together. You got rid of Cam Newton. This is what you got.
But
You have to own that.
Going back
own
though,
that.
now they picked him up for a 1-year contract,
Right.
cheap.
Cheap.
Okay,
Dirt
well,
cheap.
it's $10 million.
$10 million. That's better than what the Patriots paid
still
him.
cheap for a veteran. I
Yeah.
mean,
That's better than what the
Yeah.
Patriots paid him.
okay,
Yeah.
and I think he still collects from the Patriots, doesn't he?
Oh, he already collected.
He's already collected.
Yeah, he
his
already
money,
collected his for
So
the
yeah, I mean,
Patriots.
I don't see a problem with it. I think it'll be good.
I think it's going to put a little pressure on the quarterback that's already starting, and Cam can. If he's willing to learn from Cam, he can teach him a few things. Also,
Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold. Cam can teach him.
Okay.
You don't think Cam can teach him?
No.
Cam can't teach Sam Darnold.
They're two
nothing.
different quarterbacks. Sam Darnold's not a mobile quarterback. What is Cam going to teach him?
How to be a better quarterback. Cam,
Sam Darnold throws better than him. What are you talking about? What is he going to teach
so
him?
then why would you sign Cam Newton?
Because Sam Darnold's injured. He's going to be out for 6
so
weeks.
what happens after the end of the year?
You need a quarterback to stop the bleeding
Okay,
now.
and then they go. Say they make the playoffs, right?
I don't
Right.
think. Let's go on the record. I don't think they're making the playoffs.
No, I'm saying, but if they do, so for some miracle they make the playoffs.
All right.
Does it become something where these two are going to battle for the job.
I would, like you said,
No, he's
I
only on
personally
for 1 year.
Yeah, he was only here for 1 year. But me personally, I would have never let Cam. This is why I personally would have never let Cam Newton go, is because first of all, outside of Cam Newton, look at all you had to do just to come to Sam Darnold. You signed Teddy Bridgewater for $64 million, right?
You traded him.
Then you traded him. Then you had to go trade for Sam Darnold for him to get injured to come back to Cam Newton.
So this is a GM
if you had
thing.
just no
Hold
way,
on, this is
So,
a GM
so
thing.
when you explain it like that,
This is a GM
if you had
thing
just
right
kept
here,
Cam
y'all.
Newton, right, under the contract you had, if you had just kept him,
what about Teddy Bridgewater?
if you had just kept Cam Newton, you wouldn't have this problem. You would not have this. You would not have none of this.
Y'all got to excuse me.
I'm
This
just
is the
saying.
GM right here of half-baked
You just
sports,
kept
y'all.
him.
With that being said, we don't need to cover this topic.
I'm just saying. Think about it.
So
If he didn't want to play, bench him. But you still have him because guess what? If Sam Darnold goes down, I already have him on the contract. But now you got to give him more money so he can come back.
right.
6 months later. I'm sorry. 8 months later. 8 months later, he's back.
next one
Oh,
up.
Lord
next
have
one up,
mercy.
and I want to get your guys' take.
Ooh,
Odell
got me teared up over
Beckham
here, Chuck.
to Odell Beckham to the Rams.
Well,
Thoughts?
He said Super Bowl. I
they
still
got
say.
enough. Hold on. Before he got
Rams
there,
are a favorite for
they
the
are.
NFC.
Well, they still got to deal with
But
Arizona.
they're one. They're
they still
one
got to
of-
deal with Arizona. They're either one or two.
yeah, they're going to have to go through Arizona or and Tampa Bay is in the mix. Who else in the NFC?
Tampa, that's it.
Tampa Bay,
Tampa Bay and
Arizona.
Arizona. That's it.
No credit for Dallas.
Nope.
Dal-
Dallas lost to the Broncos badly.
Well, okay, and then what?
Baltimore lost to the Miami Dolphins bad.
But see the thing with Baltimore's a one trick pony, compared to Dallas, who has offensive galore.
Yeah,
that's
well,
the difference.
yeah,
As much as I hate the Cowboys,
do
everybody
have an
want their
Chuck, hate
offensive
is
line.
such a strong
Every
word.
No, we know.
everybody. Dallas has. I would give Dallas this. They always had an offensive line. They always had wide receivers, and they always had talent. The problem is they don't know how to make that talent work together.
They don't have no
That's their
defense. They don't have
problem.
no defensive cornerbacks that are consistent. I'm gonna say
That too, yeah.
But when we look at the NFC, you're talking about Arizona and Rams as the front runners. Tampa Bay is either second, or third. It's either out of those three teams.
Those three.
And then Green Bay is pulling up fourth. I'm being
Well,
out of the top 4 teams. Those I'm gonna leave it at
If
that.
Green Bay did what I thought they were going to do, sign Odell, then I would have said that. 'Cause
Everybody
then
was telling
you-
Odell not to go there. Even ex Green Bay Packers was saying not to go.
Well,
there.
they were saying because of the star power, because he likes.
But what-
I guess he likes attention.
But what
so
Josh
and Green
is-
Bay is the middle of nowhere.
Well, what
so-
Josh just said.
But why
what
would he
Josh
go to the Rams?
asked
Because
was-
he's going to be fighting for the targets with Cooper Kupp, right?
And,
Yes.
and right now, here's my problem with it. And
unless he's going for
and
a
like
ring.
I said, this everybody
Well,
who are Odell
that might be
Beckham
it.
Jr. fans that say, "Oh, he's not the problem. Baker Mayfield was the problem." I'm gonna put it out there. The Rams are running fine without him. Why do
yeah.
you need to add him to that?
that's
That's
a-
a whole problem.
That is the question.
That is a whole problem.
Because we were discussing teams that needed him, and
And the
if all
Rams
he wants
don't
to
need him. And Chuck said it. The Rams don't
don't
need
need him.
him. Why
But-
would you sign somebody you don't need?
I don't know.
It's like what Kansas City
Obviously-
did with
obviously
Le'Veon
we'll
Bell
find out.
last year. Le'Veon Bell last year. You had a decent running game. I'm not gonna say it was good.
And then
It's
they
all
didn't
right.
even use him.
But
Oh, yeah.
you did barely use Le'Veon
They
Bell.
didn't use him this
to
year
do what?
that much. He
Well,
played
which is
that
why
much this
which is
year.
why they
No,
they
he's
released
with
him.
another
Or did they
team.
trade him?
No, they released him.
released
He's
him.
with another team. I forgot who.
Oh, he's with Baltimore. I'm sorry. Yeah, he
Yeah,
played
he's with-
last
yeah,
night.
I think he was- yeah,
but I'm
Baltimore,
saying,
yeah.
but back to Odell and the Rams, I'm not figuring out why you going to get him for namesake? Because at the end of the day, are you getting a third wide receiver out there that can spread the field more for Matthew Stafford? Matthew Stafford killing him with what he got already. What the hell you need somebody else out there for?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's why I wanted you guys to take.
I would've-
because we discussed this just last week. I don't think it made sense, but I mean they
I
came
thought
to an,
if any
they
place,
came to an
if any
agreement.
place he should have went to was the Saints.
Yeah, but then I don't think that would have worked because right now it's Jameis Winston just went down.
Yeah,
so
so,
you gotta
So
see-
we don't know. We
Trevor
don't know who's-
Simeon.
Simeon.
Yeah, so Simeon or Hill.
It's
right?
Simeon.
It's Trevor Simeon. Hill's out too.
Hill's out too.
I think Hill's out too. Yeah.
Okay, so definitely an interesting one. We'd like your guys' thoughts on this one.
Like, share,
Odell,
subscribe, please.
mentioned below. And the last topic, and I think we're happy about this. Russell Wilson is going to be cleared for the Green Bay game.
And I picked Green Bay. Damn, I wish I'd have known
Isn't,
that. before I
Go
picked them.
Seattle.
I think Rogers is gonna win.
Damn, I wish I'd have picked.
Well, yeah, because he rested
Seattle
last
right now.
week.
Yeah.
Are they in Green Bay or Seattle?
They're in Green Bay.
Oh my gosh, that whole Rodgers thing.
No,
I was
I'm
like,
good then.
really?
I'm good.
Y'all are really making a debacle out of.
Somebody lying?
It's not a lie. He said I'm immunized.
He
You're-
lawyered it.
As
my whole-
he used some
He said
legalese.
this. When I was a child, I was immunized. So yes, he did not lie.
No.
I apologize.
My
He
whole
was
thing is this.
immunized.
My whole thing is you're everybody in there was a
Are you
reporter,
trying
right?
to lawyer me there?
But everybody in there is a reporter, right? So you're keen in on the details, right? So when he said that, you should have been like, "Are you pulling my tail on that, or what?" No, everybody took him for face value, so he went with it.
They asked him,
Like,
was he
come on.
immunized? They didn't ask him, was he vaccinated?
No, they asked him if he was vaccinated. He said, "Yes, I'm immunized."
Well, hell, that's their fault for misunderstanding.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So what do you want the man
so
to do?
basically, he did the best lawyer trick ever.
Shit, and then he got fined $14,000. Of
course.
but CeeDee Lamb got fined over $20,000 just for just having his jersey untucked and his socks too low. That's something I read
Yo,
today. I thought that was a
talk
stupid
about
shit.
talk about the most OCD. I mean, they are more picky than military dress uniforms.
Yes.
And we're lucky we never got fined
I
for.
had to
know,
do 10
right?
push-ups. Okay, tuck the shit in, you know.
But my whole point is guess what?
Did you ever have your socks showing?
No, one time.
My whole-
And
we had-
I got dressed down by a colonel one
We
time.
had a
when I
guy
my
that
socks
liked to
on.
wear white socks in his boots.
No, I never did that.
But-
I've seen people
well,
do it. I never
but
did
my
it.
whole
He
thing
got
is-
smart. He started wearing dress socks over them.
But
But
my,
the kid said this here. Hold on, check.
Yeah,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
The kid said this here. He said I ain't had no clean green with, so I put my white ones on.
but my whole point
Hey,
is
as long
this.
as you don't show 'em.
So these guys tackle each other, wrestle each other, know all that stuff, and you expect his uniform to be picture perfect.
Every time.
At least for the
'Cause,
first quarter.
Well, he starts.
That
the
doesn't
game-
make sense.
What the fine was from the jersey was he starts the game untucked.
yeah,
He's going to go get dirty. Why
he-
do you care?
Who?
Why do you care?
I'm gonna ask you fans out there, and y'all please let us know. Let the NFL know. Do you really care whether the jersey's tucked in or out?
Who cares? Who
Nobody
cares?
does. As
Most
long
of those defensive
I
linemen,
watched-
you know, they're
I
big.
watched-
So guess what? They're not gonna have. It's gonna come untucked.
I watched Earl Campbell.
What are we talking about?
Mine did every time.
Yeah.
I watched Earl Campbell play against the Los Angeles
Shit,
Rams,
if I remember
and
right,
that
mine
whole
didn't
jersey
even-
got ripped off his body.
Yeah.
And
Like,
plus,
halfway through the game,
my
it was
jersey
barely
wasn't
on.
long enough to tuck.
Yeah, like mine's either.
His is not
Like,
long.
come
That's
on,
a
man.
little
Like-
extra small jersey he wears. It's real tight to his body. It's nothing to tuck in, really. But
All
then
right.
the one that got me was the socks. They too low. He got socks on. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
If that's the case, let the Dallas Cowboys find him. If they're not finding him for not wearing their uniform correctly, that's fine. Why do you? Because you don't know what their color is supposed to be. They
Hands
could
down,
change their
ladies
colors.
and gentlemen, this is probably the end of this show. Has probably been my funniest show.
Like, come on,
And I
let's be
apologize.
serious.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We are going to wrap this up right now. Like, subscribe, comment down below, leave us your thoughts. We definitely want to hear from you. And I apologize now because we may not have a video next week.
And if we
Not
don't,
until after Thanksgiving.
if we
We
don't,
might
we might
be
if
busy.
we don't, we're gonna double up anyway. So hey,
Yeah.
we ain't got nothing but time after and Thanksgiving weekend. So hey,
Well, they got another time.
All right.
all right, we
word,
have baked and we out.
We're out.